linear plot. And we're a little bit stuck for choices, but we have found a lovely hedgerow along the side of the field here that we're going to set up a linear plot. So we found the edge of the hedge here, and this could actually be quite a top tip really, because it can help us to look at where the centre of the hedge is, which of course we want to be recording from the centre to 1 metre out. So that can give us an idea of where the centre of our hedge is. So I have my trusty 1 metre ruler, and I'm gauging where the centre of the hedge is. So now I've come round to the front of the hedge, I'm going to use my metre ruler, and I'm going to be poking it through the fence and into the hedge to find the centre. And I can see here, while this fence may be a bit of a hindrance, actually it's quite handy today because it perfectly marks 1 metre out from the centre of the hedge. So I've hooked my measuring rope onto a peg, or if you could use a marker, perhaps something with a flag at the top so it's easily found amongst a bushy hedge. And I am placing that in line with the edge of the fence, which is marking our metre out. So we've used our rope here today to measure along 5 metres to pop in our first marker. It's not strictly necessary at this point because we are following the edge of the fence, but it may not be the case that it marks 1 metre out from the centre the whole way along, so it's really important to double check at intervals if we are still 1 metre out from the centre of the hedge. Yep, at this point it still is. So I'm going to be popping my next marker 5 metres along the edge. So we've reached the 5 metre point. Every 5 metres I put in a place marker just to double check that we are still 1 metre out from the centre of the hedge. We have been so far, so I'm going to do this one last time. So although the hedge has followed the fence the whole way along, I can see at my final point, by putting my metre rule into the centre of the hedge, I can see that actually the hedge is wider here, and it does extend further beyond the fence, and I can see that 1 metre out is actually inside of the fence. So I'm going to place my last peg and my rope inside the fence. It is April today while we're recording this, so it's not the best time. There's not going to be very much happening in the hedgerow for us to look at, but it is a really good opportunity to come and set up our plots, work out exactly where it's going to be. We can now record our coordinates, perhaps do a plot sketch, and really familiarise ourselves with the area so that when we come back, when things are in blue, we have a really good idea of where we're starting from and we can set up our plot. So I've had a look on my compass and I've located the southwest corner of my plot, and that's really the opportunity now to take a photograph of my plot so that it can help me find it, but it's also a great record of any change in the plot. I can upload that with my data and we can see how it changes over time. This is also the best opportunity now to make any note of any features to help me find my plot again. So we're very lucky here. I've got a great signpost just there that I can note down in my notes to help me find it. I know that I'm really near this gate and that my plot starts right at the start of the hedge.
So one of the things that can be tricky when you've got a hedgerow is that you know that you need to record 1 metre into the centre of the hedgerow. So the last thing we want is for you to injure yourself through getting spiked by brambles or blackthorn or stung to bits with nettles. So sometimes what you need to do is just use a nice big stick to poke in the centre and have a bit of a poke around really and see what vegetation you can see.